Hi and welcome. Today we will do a calming and grounding practice. So if you're feeling a little bit stressed or out of balance, this is a great class. Let's get started in a comfortable seated position. Now I encourage you to sit up on support as we'll spend a couple of minutes here. So just make sure you're really comfortable. Sit bones ground down, spine is long. You can close down your eyes or just soften them if that's more comfortable for you. Your hands can rest on your thighs or in your lap. So as you settle here, start noticing your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. And just notice with each in-breath how the belly expands. Every exhale, it contracts. You can place your hands on your belly. Just notice how your body breathes without any effort. It just happens automatically. Feel your sit bones ground down into the earth. And as you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. You can stay on your prop or you can switch it out. We're coming into butterfly pose. I'm going to switch out for a blanket here. I just like sitting up on some elevation as it gives me a more erect spine. Bring the soles of the feet together and just start making little circles here. These can be as big or as small as you'd like. And instead of thinking getting your head forward, really widen through the collarbones and reach the chest forward. Your core is slightly engaged, protecting that low back, drawing the belly button towards the spine. Switch directions. Just nice and easy movement here. Feeling into the body, feeling those sit bones ground down. Feeling really grounded here. Beautiful. One more big circle. And slowly bring your knees together with the help of your hands. Place any props you use to the side and we'll come onto our backs. Place your hands on your hip points. And as you inhale, arch your back slightly. And as you exhale, press your low back into the floor. Inhale, arch, and exhale, press into the floor. 2 more. Beautiful. We'll do that a couple of more times, but as you exhale this time, I want you to engage your pelvic floor. So your pelvic floor, if you imagine when you're peeing and you're holding the stream mid-pee, that's your pelvic floor, if that makes sense, that explanation. So it's your also a Kegel for the ladies. So as you inhale, arch. And as you exhale, press your low back into the floor. And at the same time, engage your pelvic floor. Draw in and upward. Inhale, let it go and arch. Exhale, press into the floor with a low back. Engage the low abs and engage the pelvic floor. Drawing in and upward. Beautiful. One more. Inhale, arch. And exhale, just engage, really squeeze, press low back into the floor. Beautiful. Place your hands on your side or by your side And we'll roll up one vertebrae at a time. So starting off with the low back, mid back, and upper back. Same thing coming down, one vertebrae at a time, starting with upper back, mid back, low back, and see if you can really get into each vertebrae in the low back there. One more time. Lower back, mid back, upper back, and coming back down. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Beautiful. Gently turn over to your side and come up into a tabletop position. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We'll do some cat-cows here. Inhale, arch your back, slightly look up, sit bones spread wide. Exhale, round and curl, engage through the core, push the floor away, look towards the navel. Again, inhale, arch the back, sit bones spread apart, gently look upward. And exhale, round and curl, push the floor away, tuck the tailbone, engage the abs. One more just like that. In cat-cow, it's very easy to immediately go to the most mobile part of our spine, which is our low back and our neck. So in this next one, we're going to really focus on each segment of the spine. Now, this can be really difficult at first if you're not used to doing this, but it'll become easier with practice. So we'll start off in a tabletop position. Now we'll go into cow pose, but we'll start at the tailbone, lower back, middle back, upper back, and head is last. Going back, we start curling the tailbone under, lower back, middle back, upper back, and head is the last. Again, tailbone, lower back, middle back, upper back, neck, and head. And back to cat, curl the tailbone, lower back, middle back, upper back, neck, and head. Now we'll switch directions, so we'll start with the head here. Now this is kind of tricky. Head, neck, upper back, middle back, lower back, and then the tailbone. You got this. Okay, so head, neck, upper back, middle back, lower back, and tailbone. That one's tricky, but it'll get easier with practice. One more just like that. Head, neck, upper back, middle back, lower back, tailbone. And again, head, neck, upper back, middle back, lower back, and tailbone. Beautiful. Shake that out a little bit. You can sit back, roll out your wrists for a moment. And other direction. If we can bring attention to the different segments of our spine, it makes movement a little bit easier if we can become aware of kind of where in space our spine is. And it's not easy, but it becomes easier with practice. You'll get it. Okay. Come back into tabletop. Step your left foot outside of that left hand. Lift the right knee off the floor and come into this kind of high runner's lunge / lizard pose here, and just take some rocks back and forth. Nice and gentle here. Just waking up the hips a little bit. You can be on your fingertips, or you can place blocks underneath your hands. Breathe here. Beautiful. Lower that back knee down and gently make your way up into a low lunge position. In this low lunge, really engage your core, so the belly button is drawing towards the spine. Your legs are drawing together so that your left leg is drawing backwards, your right leg is drawing forwards and kind of in towards the middle. Imagine they had magnets in them. Your hip points are facing forward and they're even. So adjust here. You may be down here, you may be up here. Wherever you are is great. Just listen to your body today. Interlace the fingers, place them on top of your left thigh and gently press into the thigh. Feel that length through the low back and feel that stretch through the right hip flexor and sun psoas. Stay here, breathe. Feel your legs grounding you down into the mat. You can take a mini back bend here if you'd like. Opening up through the collarbones, gently looking up. Beautiful. As you exhale, shift the legs back, or shift the hips back rather. Now you may want to grab your blocks here. Coming into a half split. So your left leg is straight. You're hinging from the hips, and think about that cow pose in your spine. So you want to be in an arched spine here, which means you may need to be up a little bit higher like me, or you might be on the floor. That's great too, but depending on your flexibility, just pick whatever works for you here. So I am going to be right here, so try this out. If you don't have blocks, you can use water bottles or books or even furniture. You can hold on to a chair, piece of furniture like this. It all works. And feel this through the back of your left leg. You should not feel it in your low back at all. If you feel any pinching in your low back, I want you to come up higher. So you might be here, all good. Listen to your body. And just breathe here. We'll stay here for a moment. Feel free to close down your eyes if that feels good. Just notice your breath here. Perhaps you cultivate a bit of a ujjayi breath. So that's just constricting the back of the throat, making a gentle ocean sound. Can have a very calming effect on our nervous system. Just see if whatever bothers you, you can let that go here today. If you have anything that's stressing you out or dragging you down, just be here in this moment, focusing on your breath, focusing on that sensation in the back of that left leg. One more breath. Beautiful. Gently place the blocks to the side, or you can bring them with you. We're coming into lizard pose here. So hands come on the inside of that left foot. If this is too intense, the blocks or books or whatever you have, you can use them right here. So pick whatever feels good for you. You can take a little rock side to side. Perhaps you come down on your elbows or your forearms. Breathe here. Feel into your hips. Focus on your breath. Feel the mat underneath you. See if you can just surrender here. Just let it all go, whatever it is that you're holding on to. Invitation to stay here, or you can bend that right leg and then twist around and grab a hold with the left hand. If you can't reach the leg, you can stay right here, or you can grab a strap and place it around your right foot. Or you can stay in lizard. Listen to your body. Breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. Gently release, no slingshotting of that foot. And step your left foot back. Come into a tabletop position. You can shake out the hips a bit here. And we're doing the other side. So right foot forward, outside of that right hand. Lift the left knee off the ground and just take some gentle rocks here. Again, if this is too intense, feel free to place blocks underneath. It's all good. Make the practice works for you. So whatever you need in this moment. Beautiful. Now lower that back knee down and gently walk your hands up onto your right thigh. Coming into our low lunge, let's take a moment here to check our alignment. Our hips are even, our pelvis is even, hip points facing forward. That right leg is energetically drawing back, the left leg is energetically drawing forward. Your core is engaged, belly button drawing towards the spine. You might have to wiggle around here a bit to kind of find a spot that feels good. I always have to move around a lot here. Interlace your fingers, place them on top of that right thigh, and press gently into that right thigh. Feel how that gives you a bit more space through the lower back, and it also intensifies the stretch through the left hip flexors. Whew. You can stay here, or if you'd like, you can take a little mini back bend. Just open up through the collarbones, pull the shoulder blades together, gently look up. On your next inhale, shift your hips back. You can grab your blocks here. Coming into our half split again. Right leg is straight. Think cow position with the spine, so you're in a slight arch. Feel free to use furniture here, blocks, whatever you need, or you can be down on the floor with your hands if that feels good. Perhaps you close down your eyes here. Return to your breath. Just focus on your breath and the sensation in the back of your right leg here. Let everything else go. You are here right now. Perhaps you move around a bit in this pose, see how that feels, see if you can feel any sticky spots or spots that have a different sensation. And it's okay to be uncomfortable here as long as it's not painful. So any kind of pinching or stabbing sensation, you need to back off. But if you just feel a really intense stretch, use your exhale to just breathe into it and see if you can just melt that tension away. Beautiful. Slowly open your eyes if they were closed, and you can either place your blocks to the side or you can bring them with you. We're coming into that lizard pose again. Lizard lunge, so you can stay up here with your blocks. Or you can place your hands on the floor. You can also, of course, play with different settings of the blocks. So whatever feels good for you here. And you can take little movements here, just kind of feeling into your right hip and also those left hip flexors. This can be quite an intense pose. So again, just make sure that there's no pain. Discomfort is okay. That's how we grow. But pain is never okay in your yoga practice. It should never be painful. Never. It should always feel good. Or maybe a little uncomfortable. You can close down your eyes here if you'd like and just feel into your hips. Let go of any tension with every exhale. And feel free to move around here. You don't have to stay still. Sometimes moving around can feel very liberating, and we can really get to know our bodies that way. So whatever feels good for you here. You can stay here, or invitation to bend that left leg and then reach around with your right hand and grab a hold of that left foot. Again, use a strap here if you'd like, or you can work your active flexibility by just holding the foot and the hand towards each other, but not necessarily touching. Breathe into that left hip flexor. Beautiful. Slowly release. And step that right foot back And you can just wiggle your hips out a little bit. Perhaps you take a couple of hip circles here. Might hear some cracking and some popping. It's all good. Oof, okay, beautiful. Now, you may want to use your block for this. We're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So using a block would be good if you are sitting like this. If you notice that your low back is rounding, I want you to sit up on something. It can be a block, it can be a pillow, it can be a cushion, blanket, whatever you have. But just give yourself some elevation. And we'll sit on the front of our hip bone. So you can even place your hands on your hips and kind of tilt your hips forward and back a little bit. So you can kind of feel that tilting of the pelvis. So we want the pelvis to tilt slightly forward here. Now this is a very intense pose for me personally, so I like to sit up on support. I also like to slightly bend my knees a little bit to really get into my hips. And I like to have my fingertips on the ground. Sometimes I even like to have something in front of me. Perhaps you practice this with your chest on the floor. That's great. Perhaps you're up here with me. It's all good wherever you are. This is a really nice stretch for our groin, our inner thighs, our hamstrings, kind of get all the whole inseam of the leg here. And just make sure that your spine is straight. Belly button is drawing towards the spine to protect that low back. And this hinge is coming from the hips and from the pelvis. You're not doing this, right? You're not rounding through the low back. Breathe here. You can close down your eyes if you'd like. And again, maybe you find little movements here, or maybe you stay still. Just listen to your body, see what it's asking for today. Beautiful. Just release with every exhale. Just feel any tension melt away. So in yoga, we use our breath to feel into our bodies. It can be a very powerful tool in yoga and also just in life. Beautiful. When you feel ready, start making your way up. You can bring your knees in with the help of your hands here. I'm going to place my block to the side and I'm going to change to my blanket again. I practice a lot with props and I just listen to my body and see whatever it needs in a particular moment. I encourage you to do the same. So keep your right leg actually in your kind of wide-legged forward fold. Your left foot will come to the inside of that right thigh. Place your right hand, or perhaps your right forearm, depending on your flexibility, on the inside of that right leg. And then lift your left arm up and over. And this is a really nice side stretch here. It's quite intense. So just feel into wherever your body is today. You can look up at those left fingertips. No forcing, just feeling into your body here. Beautiful. Now place your left hand behind you, press into your right heel, and lift your hips up. Right arm up and over. And come back down. Beautiful. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale. Feel that opening through your chest and that front body. Exhale. Come back down. 1 more time. Inhale. Expand. And exhale. Come back down. Beautiful. We'll switch sides. Straighten out your left leg. Place your right foot inside your left thigh. Your left hand will come to the inside of your left leg and lift your right arm up and over. really open up through the chest here. So you don't want to do this. It's better to be a little bit higher, but really feel that stretch through your right side body here. It's a really good stretch for the QL, which is a big muscle in the back, in the low back actually. It's kind of hard to get to, but this is a good one. Ooh. Breathe here. Use your breath. Beautiful. Now place that right hand behind you. Press into the left heel. Inhale as you come up. That left arm comes up and over. And exhale back down. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. One more just like that. Beautiful. Bring the soles of your feet together. We're back into that butterfly pose that we started in today. You can wiggle a little side to side. Take some circles here. And perhaps you move the feet a bit further away from your pelvis here. And sit on the front of your sit bones. Spine is really long. You can even come back here and kind of push into the floor to really straighten out that spine. And then start gently folding over. So sometimes you can feel a sensation here in your hamstrings and it's almost like you're getting stuck. So just stay wherever you feel that resistance and then just breathe into it. I feel it right here. And it's different every day, and that's part of the practice. Feel the sit bones ground down here. You can grab a block or a pillow, place it on your feet or between your feet, and place your forehead down. I'm not quite there yet. But if you are, then that's an option. And just let your body do whatever it's doing here. Close down your eyes. Focus on your breath. Melt away any tension with every exhale. Just feel the ground beneath you. You can interlace the fingers around your feet to feel extra grounded and connected to yourself. If you'd like, you can let your head hang, or again, option to place a block. Just melt into this pose. If this is too intense, you can place 2 blocks on top of each other, or you can place a bolster, or you can just stay upright here. So whatever feels good for you. Breathe. Let it all go. Whatever you're dealing with right now. Trust that you have what it takes to get through it. And that you're being guided. You're not alone. You got this. Three more breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly make your way back up. Be very gentle here. Place the block to the side. You can use your hands to bring your knees together. Place any props to the side and come on to your back. can hug your knees into your chest. Maybe make little circles, massaging your sacrum. And slowly straighten out your legs. Arms by your side, palms face upward. Let your legs just splay out. Take a deep inhale through your mouth, or through your nose, sorry. And sigh out through the mouth. Feel free to pause here and stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. You can set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes. Or if you're ready, you can bring your knees into your chest. Come over to one side. Come up to a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment of gratitude for your body, your practice, and this moment, and your ability to come to your mat today. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'll see you soon. Namaste.